Let's play this game.
I need another heavy. I've got TB and a quick draw.
I want to get fairly tight to it. Now, anybody who's going to be working range, I'm going to need you to fade right on this. And when anybody's running short, it's going to stay towards the top of the call there. We're going to come at them.
I have you in the Griffin.
Sounds good. Well, that's the thing. We got to get to brawling range, so I may be moving us right up to the hoop if we have to.
Wolverine nach Charlie 4.
It's fine, chill the out, man, it's fine, it's just a 5-starter.
Kommt, Leute, redet miteinander.
15 seconds.
Yeah, excited,
Don't die.
guys, we're
15 seconds, don't die.
guys. 3, 2, 1.
Charlie Dar, CT, yellow. Okay, go get Charlie, see if we can get it.
There, to your left, there's there. Excited,
So, jetzt guys, hinter die Indie-Pocken.
Mediums be prepared to pull back E40 towards the E5 border. On my mark.
Left side, come on! Like now, I need strikes on empty barrels. Why are our strikes up?
Die Hauptgruppe rechts, Uferlinie.
They have 3 mechs sitting on the left side when you pass over.
Overheating is bad.
Both legs on the Griffin. Get the Griffin!
Oh yeah, sorry about that. That was such a
That's right. I'm gonna spawn Lance, you guys in Charlie, Lance, you guys in Bravo. That's B2C1.
This third drop is 2 lights, 2 mediums, 2 heavies, 2 assaults.
Jetzt in die Breite, ziehen in die Breite.
Lights, watch our backs. We're gonna about base and take up position in Bravo 6.
Ja, kurz Aufschaltung Delta 4, 3 Stück, 2 Mediums einleiten, wie ich es richtig gesehen habe.
Make a firing line.
C4 Tactical Hill, boys. Fox. Lauf unter ECM, hab 2 durchlaufen, 10 Bravo 4.
And get ready to hit people coming from our right.
Charlie on the left, Charlie, Hellbringer on the left.
Okay, let's group up towards the left. We're gonna press through Bravo 3 to Bravo 4. I think they're kind of spread out. Check yourselves, make sure you've got, UAV cool shot. Here they come, they're pushing hard, guys.
Deco. Tez on.
Go.
Oh, got a contact here, Bravo 3.
Nice, Marshall.
I'm on Delta Griffin.
Well, if you cross it then, get in their face. They got a highlighter, they just pushed up on Theta. We need help on Theta. Up on Theta. Yep, that's the noise. Go. Let's finish this. Full pressure, guys. Full pressure. They're down low. They're down low in Charlie 3. Get the f***ing arm, Jackson.
Jackson, cool shot.
Golf. I got him.
Go, B3, go.
Echo, go. Get over on your medium, guys. Get Echo Stormcrow.
God, I suck as a pilot, but thank I packed my skill.
I'm sorry that you died, sweet girls, but we will send a reasonably nice letter to your family.
Greetings, Mech Warriors, and welcome to MRBC Season 7, Week 1, Division A, matchup between Antari Scorpions and House of Lords. This is going to be an incredibly interesting match, I feel, and can't wait to see how it goes. I am Bandit P17 from the Marine Mechs. With me, as usual, I have my co-caster, MDM00.
Hey guys.
And we're here to bring you a very... I'm not sure what's going to happen, because this is a little bit different than what we normally see. Usually teams play each other, whoop-de-doo. This is a situation where both teams have played each other once already today. I mean, Intari Scorpions and House of Lords both have EU teams where their rosters are pretty similar. They have a lot of overlap between those two teams, and then some EU players play on that team and NA players on this team. So they've both played each other on the exact same sides, on the exact same maps today, once already. And the results of that, I believe, was 3-2 in favor of Intari's Scorpions.
Yep.
So, very incredibly close match. And so now we get to look at something that we don't get to see very often. House of Lords lost this one. They're going to look at what happened and try and figure out what they can do better. And then they're going to come back and they're going to do it again in the NA side this time and see if they can fix what's broken. At the same token, Intari Scorpions knows this. Maybe they'll try something different this time. We did see, it seemed like a little bit of trickery almost, or just some unique strategies out of Intari Scorpions to scrape out those wins. And I guess the big question is going to be, if House of Lords now counters those strats, what are they going to do now? Are they going to come up with something new again? Are they going to anticipate that the counter is coming and then counter the counter? You know, like, there's all kinds of things that can happen here, and this is just going to really come down to just the watching the drop commanders on both sides and the people coming up with these strategies and trying to figure out what's going to be different this time. Is it going to be another close match? Is it, were those strategies perhaps like a one-trick thing where now they're not going to be able to use them, or if they do use them, maybe they'll get countered? You know, it's really hard to say. So I'm excited to watch this, and I do think this is going to be another very close one, and I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah, I'm actually really interested to see how this plays as well. If not for any other reason other than what you described, a couple times Intari Scorpions in the first matchup earlier today seemed like they caught Lords maybe a little bit by surprise, but they won a couple games on caps. I don't know if they're going to be able to pull that off again today. It's sometimes when you're in these matches, especially in week one, and since Conquest is new for this season, I think teams might forget, or just it's not quite on the forefront of their mind to be paying attention to that cap game. And I don't know if we're going to see a lot of cap victories today, simply because we saw some earlier in this matchup, and I think both teams probably are going to be pretty aware of keeping an eye on those caps and making sure that they don't get a disadvantage there. But I mean, we haven't ever, you and I have not ever casted a match where we've had basically a double header.
This is
before,
definitely
but this is going to be really interesting.
Absolutely. I mean, even on the EU side, I really wish there was a shoutcast on that today. Somebody had claimed a shoutcast for that, and unfortunately didn't show up. So hopefully that doesn't happen again, especially for the integrity of us shoutcasters. When we say we want to cast a day, we cast a day. So hopefully we can hold those people to a higher standard and actually get to watch some of those matches. We did have another cast going on earlier today from was Poopenshire and who was his co-caster?
Oh gosh,
I'm putting you on the spot.
You're putting me on the spot too, and honestly,
started with a P. It started with a P.
Shout it out in chat, or actually, I'll type it out in chat, and let's see if we can get Poopenshire's response here.
Oh my goodness.
Already starting off.
Yeah, with a great. Yeah, we're starting out great here.
Yeah, starting off great, guys.
But anyways,
great job.
They did a fantastic job for their very first cast ever. So shout out to Poopenshire. Oh, Paradox
42. There it is.
Yeah, they did a great job, and we have been having a lot of shoutcasters coming out of the woodwork now. I'm glad that we got to inspire some people during our season 6 shoutcasts and stuff like that. So we did our best to raise the bar, I guess, and now we're getting some other people who want to come in, and that's absolutely fine. And I'm excited to see it, especially on the EU side. EU really needs some representation. Yeah, so they shoutcasted a really awesome match between was it BWC and Smoke Adders today? That was
Smoke Adders, and let me get the official name on the list here.
Was it Blackwing Company?
Black Widow company?
Black Widow, yeah,
Maybe.
Black Widow company. They have the spider logo. Gotcha. Yeah, that was a great match, and unfortunately, people were asking them, "Oh, can you switch over and watch the Lord's match?" But Poopinshire is a member of Atari
Clan
Scorpions.
Widowmaker. Clan Widowmaker. Sorry, guys.
Clan Widowmaker. Wow, we're terrible.
Already a great start.
Already a great start. I'm shaking off the rust. It's been a while. Poopinshire is a member of Atari Scorpions, so to maintain the integrity of the match, I guess it's an unwritten rule that if you're on a team, you can't also shoutcast that team. That would be a little bit shitty. So unfortunately, we didn't have a cast of that previous match. Got a little bit off on a tangent here, but that's okay. We're gonna make sure to hit that up later. But we get to watch this one, and that's gonna be super super exciting.
Yeah, and this really, we couldn't have asked for, I think, a better start to MRBC this season. We've had a lot of good matches so far. We've got some big upsets have already come down the line. I mean, the Div A for EU and NA right now is outrageous. Just in looking at the teams, who's playing who. I mean, it's just the teams are so good this year, and I'm really, really hoping that we get some excellent matches, not just from there, but also from other games and everything. It's so, I think I'm so excited to watch. I've never been this excited for a tournament season so far, but it's going to be a really, really good one, I feel. Yep.
If anybody's curious, the reason we're not seeing more Division A matches right now is because there's a little bit of overlap between MRBC and the Mercstar Invitational. So basically, we gave some of the teams that are in the Mercstar Invitational the ability to take their Week 1 and Week 2 matches and essentially move them to the end of the season. That way it alleviates the load. Some of the teams have opted to just play both anyways, and that's cool, no problem. I know Atari Scorpions is playing with us in the AIM team in Mercstar Invitational, and we were fine with doing dual divisions and stuff or dual leagues, so we are trudging through. It's been a lot of work. I haven't seen my wife in forever, but that's okay. But yeah, we'll be starting to see the Div A matches again coming soon, but in the meantime, though, we get to focus on like Div B, Div C. These divisions are looking very close, and that's super exciting. We tried to do our best to get it so that the teams that are playing against each other are in relatively equal skill levels, so we can just have more fun, awesome matches to watch, and just knock down, drag out, awesome fights. I do have a cold right now. I'm just going to throw that out there. If I suddenly mute or something, I'm going to try and catch coughs and stuff off screen and mute my mic and stuff like that. But this is what happens when you have a 2-year-old that coughs directly in your face. It's unavoidable.
Yeah, so you have an excuse tonight. I must admit that I have no excuses, but...
Yeah, so I'm going to just try and keep drinking fluids and stuff. And the other thing to note is I've been working my ass off on being a novice programmer of JavaScript. Like, I am not a programmer. I'm a systems administrator, but I don't touch programming. And I decided that to sit down and start messing with the stream control for this overlay. And I finished it literally 30 minutes before the stream started, so I might have some bugs. I don't know. We'll see. But you might notice a new thing on the screen showing the C-bills. Essentially, I have set it up so I can put the data into it as we go, and it will essentially start calculating C-bill gain. So, like, if I say House of Lords 1 drop 1 with 8 kills, bam, 300,000 C-bills and a win. So I'm super excited about that, and we'll see how that works. If everything goes smoothly, I can package this up in a nice little zip, throw it out to all the other shoutcasters, and then everybody can share in this interface essentially to enjoy some of that as well. So I've been doing this for the community, and I'm hoping that other people use it and enjoy it, and that it just increases, I guess, the production value of everybody's casts and stuff. So
yeah, and before you get too excited, guys, don't forget that Bandit is actually doing his novice coding in JavaScript, so don't let it go to his head.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like functions and variables and stuff. That's, I mean, whatever. Oh, man. Well, they got into lobby quicker than I thought. First map, Canyon Network. Drop 1. It is 4 lights, 4 mediums, no heavies, no assaults. We are on skirmish. The new rules for Season 7, there is maximum of 1 chassis, clan or sphere, and 1 duplicate allowed across the board. Still no strikes in this, and no clan streaks. I don't have that on there, but no clan streaks. So, I guess, what do you expect to see here?
It's usually almost always a Theta Brawl, and I see no reason why to expect anything other than that.
Let me switch my overlay. Good thing I caught that. Ooh, alright. Bam.
I'm gonna have to start.
Alright, so we do have House of Lords in blue. And that's wrong. Whoa.
And already wrong.
Already
Oh,
wrong.
boy.
Hold on. Dirty Scorpions.
It's okay, well, I'll take a look
House
at what
of
they're doing
Lords.
here. The usual Oxides, Griffin 3Ms. This is Antari Scorpions we're looking at. Firestarter A, so that's not a... there's the dual Oxide. And,
Alright,
we got
so
here?
House Lords is in red, and they are actually not going to Theta. They are heading across the bridge, and they are going to slam into the side of Antari Scorpions here. They need to get their group together, though, and House of Lords is very spread out, but they're all starting to converge now, so we're going to have a nice fight up top. If those Oxides get down below, though, they're not going to be able to come back up reliably. Spriggan walking right through the main body, just getting pelted with SRMs, but doing a good job keeping himself alive.
Yeah, Spriggan really should have died there. Charged right into the middle, and he's still alive. That's a lucky call for him, and it's not good for Antares. They should have brought him down quickly.
So Connix is the first to go down in the Jenner 2C, but Psychoholic goes down in the Blackjack 1X. I would say losing a light this early is pretty devastating, though, since they're usually the last ones alive.
Another Antares, 2 more Antares Scorpions max went down, and they are a little spread out right now. Watching Flynn Hasek in the Oxide, he is just all over the map, and he goes down.
It looks like this is going to go in favor of House of Lords. That was a very, very tough brawl up there. But historically, though, House of Lords has done very well in their lighter drops. And they did win their light drop in the match earlier today as well. So 2 kills goes towards... Oh, Radic does snag 1 additional kill, but overheats in the process.
Extra kill there for the C-Bills.
Yep, gets himself another 25,000 C-Bills. But it's still fighting for his life. I don't think he's... there he goes. Okay, so 8-3 in favor of House of Lords. That's an incredibly hard fight to call. That amount of... just a murder ball going on. It's hard to really track what's going on. But I would say that, yeah, you lose your medium, and that sucks. But I really think that losing a light right off the bat is pretty devastating.
Yeah, I really felt there that House of Lords did a better job focusing. That part of that might have been that I spent some time spectating the Oxide, which isn't necessarily always a good focus mech, but it just really didn't feel like there was as much focus on the Antares side as there was for House of Lords. And I think Antares might not have been ready for that movement. Did you feel that they were expecting that movement coming there? Or?
No, I don't. I mean, they weren't really looking in that direction. That was a very aggressive move by Lords, being able to get up there that quickly. And but at the end of the day, I don't think it necessarily matters. They were all fighting on the same level ground. It was a very small battlefield up on the top of that canyon there, and there's really not much you can do differently in that situation besides just try to outshoot the rest of them.
I did get a quick look at the end of match scores there, and really House of Lords, for the most part, their lights were the ones that did the majority of the damage in that match. I think that falls into kind of what we felt with the first drop, where House of Lords, or I should say earlier match today, where House of Lords definitely seems to have an advantage in lighter battles.
Absolutely. I'm working on getting the replay up here right now. So let's go back and take a look. Actually, that was such a quick fight, and we're on a 5-minute stream delay that the replay is not ready yet. So we're going to go ahead and get that going. And while that is going, then say something. I need to work on this real
Oh,
quick.
I've gotta
But
say something.
take a look at that awesome interface, man. 300,000 C-Bills for the 8 kills to House of Lords and the win. But Entire Scorpions does kill 3 mechs and pulls out 75,000. So it looks
I will
like my
say-
shit's working. Yay.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
An
thank you.
interesting thing I saw there at the end, and I only saw it at the very end when we were spectating on Raddick, but House of Lords had some flamers. They had a flamer on the Firestarter. I'm not sure if I saw another one. That's kind of one of those things that I feel is a hidden little aspect to the comp matches as far where teams are starting to really experiment with bringing those flamers, trying to heat lock enemy mechs, and ultimately Raddick ended up killing himself because of heat. And you wonder if part of that's the flamer kept them too hot. It's not something that I've personally seen in a huge predominance. It's not like everyone's running flamers and nothing but flamers, but all of a sudden you're starting to see these fire starters with a flamer or two, or some other maybe faster mediums with the flamer, basically fast mechs that can stay on top of someone and heat lock them. Starting to see that a little bit in these comp matches, and it's kind of an interesting thing to have flamers sort of really be relevant again. So that's something that I'm kind of curious as the season progresses what we're going to see. Are we going to see teams start to use more flamers? Or are people going to maybe switch to like more of an SRM deck to counter flamers? It's tough to say, but definitely something worth keeping an eye on.
Absolutely. So we do have the replay up here, and as we can see, House of Lords does take that immediate right flank maneuver across the bridge, and they are joined quickly by their mediums in that vicinity, come bursting up over the top. It's hard to say what could have been necessarily done differently here. I think when that Oxide comes rolling right through your main group, you really need to punish him and take him down. Him staying at 80% while running through 8 mechs, that is huge. But yeah, I'm watching that flamer on the Nova right now, and he's just sticking it to him.
Yeah.
The flamer, and then the Nova does go down on the bridge, but he looked like he was unable to really do much. He was jump jetting out of the way, but I didn't see much fire coming from him, most likely because of that heat. I do think the flamers really did play a part in this, just essentially stun locking the other team and making it so they couldn't accomplish anything. Entire Scorpions looks like they took a pretty high laser deck here, besides the 1 Oxide and the 2, they opted for the Griffin 3Ms as the duplicate mech. So that's 3 SRM mechs, and then you got the Firestarter, the Arctic Cheetah. I don't know if they were using the Gen 2C that has SRMs. Did you catch that at all?
I believe they were.
I'm not sure which variant it was.
But I'll be honest, I don't remember off the top of my head.
I usually tell my guys, just bring the one with SRMs or whatever, and then I don't really care which one it is. But no, I mean, it looked like a lot of lasers, and I guess the perfect counter to that is flamers. I mean, I'm excited to see flamers used more often here. They have a purpose.
Yeah.
So,
and I think
played by House of Lords.
I think flamers are going to be most effective on these like drop 1, maybe drop 2, these faster drop decks, where you can close to that, outrageously close range where everyone's just in a big mix, and you can stick a flamer and keep it locked on a target for a little while you're just riding right on top of him, sort of thing. I think obviously when you get to the bigger decks, you're probably not going to see it as much, but who knows? Maybe people get a little more comfortable with it and start bringing flamers more often. But it definitely felt like House of Lords, had that objective in mind, bringing those flamers and stun locking, and it worked very well for them.
Absolutely. So I think while we're waiting for them to get ready here, I'm going to go ahead and let's do a giveaway, shall we?
Sure.
So I'm going to go ahead and bring up I don't have a giveaway scene. Oh, man. What am I doing?
Everybody's going to start asking for their money back.
I'm going to do add, window capture. Yeah, they want their money back, huh?
Yeah.
So, inner window, sure, why not? Okay. Bring that up. Got the names loaded into the list. So this is for a premium time code. Let's do it! Oh my god, that's the wrong thing! I was tinkering. Oh my god, that's wrong too. Who wants some codes? Question mark. Alright, let's do it. I'm not ready for this.
Man, it's a tough night tonight.
Alright. Who's gonna be the lucky winner of a premium time code?
I'm on the edge of my seat. Cannot wait.
Monsieur, you are the winner! I will send that to you afterwards. Just say something in chat so we know you're actually here. So, awesome!
So, Viridian Bog, drop 2.
Viridian Bog, yes. 2 lights, 4 mediums, 2 heavies, so still a relatively light drop. It is on skirmish on a relatively small map and lots of cover and things like that. Still maintains throughout the entire match, actually, the 1 chassis maximum. That's for every single drop, and 1 duplicate allowed. Still no strikes. Streaks will be allowed now and from now on, so just have to keep that in mind. But we saw some interesting stuff from we saw some interesting stuff from Atari Scorpions on this map earlier. I don't know if they're going to be able to get away with doing the same thing again. What do you think?
I don't think so either. I mean, there's one perspective that says it's too short of a time to change strats, but both of these teams are, I think, good enough to be able to kind of change a strat within a couple hours as necessary, and be able to match basically any strat that's called. I don't think either of these teams are one-trick ponies, so I think we're going to see most likely either some sort of poke deck, but I feel on Viridian usually you get a brawl. You get some sort of brawl, whether you kind of delay and try and pull the enemy into you, or whether you just charge straight at them. I think we're going to see a brawl this match.
Absolutely. And let's go ahead and see whether or not I broke the map section here. Oh, look, it's still working. Yay. I need to update these images. I want to update these images showing which team spawns where. I think that'll be incredibly helpful. I got a huge project list for updating this interface. I also want to bring in... I was just talking with Magician today about being able to... If we're talking about a specific mech and its strengths, I can choose the mech and have it come up on the screen and show hard points, quirks, and all that stuff. So I'm going to tie that into it as well. I think that would be incredibly helpful. So all kinds of stuff I want to do. But yeah, Viridian Bog. So let's go take a look, shall we?
And don't forget, guys, if you want to leave any feedback, feel free to do so.
Awesome. And it looks like my score updated appropriately, so House of Lords up by 1 currently. Let's go in and take a look. I cannot wait for some of the updates that they're doing to the spectator tool. They are introducing one of them already in this upcoming patch with the dolly cam. So, like, let's say I wanted to follow this mech here, but not lower my altitude. I have to hit many different buttons to maintain the same altitude. With the new dolly cam, literally, I just press forward on the stick, and instead of going into the ground, it'll maintain the same altitude. And I'm so stoked about that. So, here we go.
Looks like AS has chosen to go with kind of a mid-range poke, large pulse lasers and large lasers basically across the board except for the lights.
And over here on the in the House of Lords side, we have Black Knights, Griffin 3Ms, very brawly, Hunchback 4SP, incredibly tanky.
They have a
SRM
small
mech.
laser Nova as well. That's all deck, yep.
They have opted to do dual Black Knights on this side for House of Lords. So they are heading up to the left boob, and they're going to immediately intercept Flynn in the Jenner. He needs to get out. He dodges an SRM.
SRMs.
Woo! That was close. Psychoholic
He is
almost
out of
gave
there.
him what
The rest of Antares Scorpions is going down through the water right now.
Now, I don't think Psychoholic sees this movement. He's the scout up here, and he has the best opportunity to see this happening. And I'm not sure if he knows that they're there. Nobody is reacting to this movement.
Yeah, he's not looking in that direction right now.
That rarely works. That rarely works, but they were literally the difference between an inch of Psychoholic being able to see them in water. So now they have the advantage of being on the other side of the map, completely unnoticed. Let's see if they can capitalize on this. Everybody's looking around for them, trying to figure out where they're hiding.
Behind them either for House of Lords. I think the first guy that might see it is Lucy Liu in the trebuchet, and now he's
Ordinate in the Forest P.
and he just saw movement. If he caught that,
so let's
he
see if
might
they're
have
going to
caught
react.
Mech.
Yep, they're swinging around. They did see it. I wonder if
see it.
Atari Scorpions knows that they're made. They didn't necessarily get a target on them, but their movement is no longer completely hidden. So shit just got real here.
Yeah, and if you catch my replay at 13:20 or so, you can see that one mech popping through, and those lights. They're scouting. They surely know by now that House of Lords is aware of what they're doing.
They're moving. Yep. So this is going to get really hot really quick. Main body for Atari Scorpions has gone all the way back to this side of the map. I've never seen anybody fight in this location before. They must be trying for some...
I don't exactly
They're
know
going to try and get up on top of this thing up here. They're going to try and get up here, and they're going to try and do the same exact thing that they did against House of Lords before.
They might need to hurry up. They've got mechs coming up on top of them real quickly here.
Yep, they are chasing down the lights. They're trying to intercept the Arctic Cheetah, but here we go. We are getting them up on top where they can try and use their range advantage. This particular area, though, is going to be a lot harder to fire from because you can't just take a few steps back and be in cover up here. You're going to have to really use the power of your weapons to try and force the enemy team up against the wall. But we do have some pretty hard trades on that Black Knight Cafe, getting hit down to 82%. But mechs on both sides pretty scraped up at this point.
And here comes the Nova right up top.
Oh, they are getting right into the
Nova's
mix.
Right in his face.
Nova and Griffin have gone up. They need to focus fire on those mechs that came up top. The 3M does dive off, making it out with 82%. He really did not get as punished there as he probably should have. Here he comes again for some more.
Again.
They need to be focusing on these mechs that are on their level. Come on. 49% on the Grasshopper now.
They've been going after him hard.
But they did take out the Oxide, and the Black Knight does go down. House of Lords is definitely giving them what for, coming up here in the face of them and just driving SRMs into them and diving out before they can react. The reaction time to taking those guys out as they jump up has been way too slow. They need to punish anybody who comes up to their level. 3 mechs down now for Atari Scorpions, but they are still in this. If they can take out those the jump jet mechs, that will give them a bit of an advantage here. He's going for that Nova. He does get him.
He does get the Nova.
Hulkins needs the... Oh, he's going for the Griffin now. He's staying down there and opting to fight. The Arctic Cheetah doing some work against the Griffin 3M. But he is going to get swarmed at this point and needs to get to safety, or he is going to get worked down 4v1. This is not a good fight to die in. His teammates are not able to give him any assistance, and he goes down. The Griffin 3M is now staying right up against the wall, and we've got 3 Atari Scorpions mechs remaining on top of the hump with only 3 dead for House of Lords. It's going to be incredibly tough to finish this up, but all these mechs are still very powerful and still have the range advantage and the angle, I guess, to be able to fire down on them and dodge the SRMs. So
the best bet, I think, is Bradley, and the Shadowcat is fairly fresh right now.
He's got 10 minutes to do work here. 10 minutes. He can do this. They just need to slow the match down a little bit here and start ripping them apart. All of the mechs that are jump jet capable are either dead or incredibly hurt and aren't going to be doing shit like that again.
And House of Lords is backed up into the wall in the corner. They are not going to mess around with this anymore. They are just going to force them to come down.
I think that Shadowcat could probably do some crazy shit, just getting angles and getting off this hump and then getting back up. I think that the Arctic Cheetah that went down had the opportunity to get back up, but you know, he got greedy on that Griffin. He got very greedy on the Griffin. Opted to jump back up, or opted to stay down and take some shots, and that cost him. It cost him his life, basically. But I do think Atari Scorpions, if they're careful, could potentially still come back from this because of the terrain advantage. But I gotta say, House of Lords definitely played a very good counter by just balls out, sending their Griffin and their Nova up top.
Yeah, that was awesome strat by them.
Sending caution to the wind and just doing what it takes to basically get the job done, and Antari Scorpions did not punish those mechs fast enough. They did not focus on those mechs as they came up, and that's costly. So this is going to be a little bit of a long run unless somebody
And there
makes a
goes the
severe
Hunchback
mistake.
is getting out into some... House of Lords has gotten a little impatient. It looks like they're moving out. And
Cafe goes
Flynn
down.
just got a kill there.
Yep, Flynn was able to move into the proper position. They moved out from their hiding spot, and
I don't
they
think
lost to
they
Black
should
Knight.
have done that, to be honest. I think they were, for the most part, set. I mean, Bradley was able to get one large pulse on them at a time, aiming blindly, basically below his feet.
Yep, and I mean, they can do this all day. I mean, this is a pretty good spot where Bowser and Dogmeat are here. Peef and Odorant is in a decent position as well. They're probably happy with just waiting this out completely, so it's on Antari Scorpions to find that new angle. Like, could he jump down here, take a shot, and then quick run back to cover? I mean, I feel like coming over to against the wall here is the best bet, because you got the Griffin and the Black Knight on the other side not able to respond, so maybe the 4SP and the Generator 2C, maybe you can do work and then get back to safety, but if one of them falls off this ridge, they're dead.
And you know what? I don't think Bradley, he doesn't have seismic. I don't think he knows exactly where they are.
Nobody has any UAVs up either, do they?
And the Jenner's getting some
is
shots.
Flynn getting some angles?
Flynn's getting some angles, I believe.
See, some
Flynn
people...
has seismic. He does know where they
have
are.
seismic,
They know where
that's
they
good.
are.
Oh, don't fall off of there, dude.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my goodness. I'm watching Bradley in the jump jets, and it's like, oh, one wrong jump jet maneuver, and he's off the edge.
Even Flynn, I mean, that light mech's so fast, you better be careful.
He's not going to get any.
And you can see him smoking, too. You can see that smoke coming from that Hunchback there. Just cannot get the shot.
Some people may consider this boring, but I'm actually really excited to see how they can get these angles that they need. You know, I'm sure these guys have seismic too, and they're watching each other. Somebody's gonna blink. Oh, Mango, you brave motherfucker! What are you doing? Don't fall off that edge, dude.
I mean, and they've got seismic. You see House of Lords just looking.
We got some movement from Bradley now. He's gonna get some angles from the other side now. He's finally getting brave, and he's going to try and get some pokes on that Black Knight, but I'm sure the Black Knight has some firepower on him, too. Oh, he goes down! Bowser goes down to the Black Knight, so now we've got a 3-3.
Bradley is toward CT, though.
Flynn takes another shot at Dogmeat. Dogmeat is in a bad position. Flynn can take another shot at him. Flynn's going to get another free shot on this guy. Oh, the small pulses are just doing scratch at that range, though. 5 minutes, 50 seconds remaining. Absolutely, this could still go in favor of Antari Scorpions here. House of Lords just trying to hold on to whatever they can get, but they just don't have the ranges.
Here comes the jump jet. Here comes the... Oh!
Griffin 3M taking a ballsy jump, pounding it into the Hunchback. He just lost another component, though. Jenner sees him, and he goes down.
Oh, man.
Flynn Hassick in the Jenner gets the finish. There's a ballsy move by Dogmeat. I can't fault him for that, though. He did get the jump on Mango, and the registration on those SRMs did not do what he probably hoped they would, because I didn't see Mango take too terribly much damage from that volley. So here we go. 5 minutes remaining. Antari Scorpions still continuing their surgical removal of the House of Lords mechs here. They're doing a very good job not falling into any traps here, because like I said, one mistake can cost this entire match.
The Hunchback is one small pulse laser. It's all he's got left. Let's take a look at Peef and see what he's got in the Jenner. Peef still has a fairly fresh mech. I mean, he's got a cord torso.
How much
doesn't have much armor on CT. But he is SRMs. He does have jump jets if he wants to try and
does he have enough ammo?
I think he does have ammo. Pop back in here. Yeah, he's got 158
He's running
rounds.
the 6 SRM6 build, too. That is deadly.
I mean, one shot's all he needs to kill any of these mechs.
Yep.
It's just got to get the opportunity.
Now, all of these guys are facing the same direction here, and Bradley is doing his movement. He's the one that is the most mobile, besides the Jenner, of course, but he's got the range and the mobility, and he's coming around. He wants to finish the job here. So let's see if we can find this angle. Here we go.
Trying to lure them out.
Yep, he's getting some shots in now. They're like, where the hell did that come from? Oh, and there goes the Hunchback. Here comes Peef. He's going to run him down. Can he get the shots on Peef in time? If they all come barreling off that hill,
And the
Peef
AS
could
guy
kill every single one of these guys. He just needs to get his shots where
And
they belong.
Flynn is on the move. Flynn is on the move. He's going after Peef, and he's just got some back shots on him.
I think Peef is trying to draw him into 1v1s over here. He's going to loop around, try and get on the Shadow Cat, but Peef could kill any one of these mechs with a well-placed shot. Here we go. We're going to have an... Oh! Wow, that hurt!
He took a torso off,
And
but he
they
got
did
him.
get him.
Oh, man.
Oh, that was intense, man. Peef could have killed any of those guys. That was an awesome shot on Flynn taking out a side torso, but he lived through it because he's a clan bastard. And goodness gracious,
Wow.
that was insane.
What a
I mean,
drop.
that was a long, drawn-out match, but it was just the intensity was there the entire time.
Look at Mango, 500 damage in that Hunchback 2C in an 8v8 light drop. Flynn, 483. They did some work there, those two.
Oh my goodness.
Holy smokes.
Wow. So, glad you guys could all come along for the ride. You know, Entire Scorpions kind of did the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
The same kind of deck that they did earlier that worked against House Lords. Obviously went with the if it's not broke, don't fix it. But they did it on the completely opposite side of the map. Like, they made a ballsy
And
maneuver.
you know what? I really thought House of Lords had that. I loved how they were jumping up there, because basically you jump up, expose your mech just fast enough to press the trigger, and you're already, at that point, doing it right. And obviously players on House of Lords are good enough to do it right. You're already going back down. I mean, you're already on the way back to the ground. They even if they can hit you with the weapons they're running, large lasers, things like that, you're spreading that damage just by the fact that you're falling back to the ground by the time they even see you.
So what we're seeing here in the
What a
replay,
great strat.
we're watching Psychoholic just an inch away from knowing where they are and doesn't see them. Now, I don't think this... Actually, I do think that that was huge. I do think that was huge.
13:20 was, I think, when he saw him. 13:20 in that match.
At 14 minutes, at the 14-minute mark, not seeing them while in the water is the difference between a win and a loss. Because if they saw him there, House of Lords would have swarmed them and killed every single one of them systematically.
Especially in
and
the
it did
water.
not happen. So
The
that
worst
right
spot on that
there...
map.
I mean, I can't say Psychoholic did anything wrong, but if, God forbid, if he had, just been a little bit forward and saw the movement in water, that would have torn Entire Scorpions to shreds, being caught out that far. So they were able to move way out, and somebody did look behind and say, holy shit, they're behind us, and House of Lords begins to move, but by then, the only thing up in front is all of the Entire Scorpions light mechs, providing a buffer and just keeping watch, getting the timings down, figuring out how much time they had until they had to fight, and allowed them to get into this position. The timing was perfect.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that they were able to... I mean, I bet you they would have wished that they had about another 10 seconds to really get up there and get situated, because the fight started right away.
Oh,
It
yeah.
started
They were right on top of
right
them.
on top of them, but they got to where they needed to be, and that was huge. Now, right there, the Griffin and the Nova, ballsy as hell, running through,
Oh, but that
doing
was devastating.
significant damage, and Atari Scorpions was not answering. They were not all focusing the same target at the same time. Every time those guys jumped up there, they needed to get hit in the face by 8 people, and it's very tough when you're all crammed in there, but they consistently were jumping up in the same region. You should have at least had some sort of firing line or something, but it's tough when people are shooting you from all angles. I mean, that's I think the reason why this wasn't like an 8 or like an 8-2 or 8-3 match. It was an 8-5 match because of the work that Griffin did. Now, Hulkins is down below there. He killed the Nova. It got a little greedy on the Griffin. He should have tried to get back up top. Runs straight into 2 more laser mechs and gets completely shredded. Having that extra Arctic Cheetah alive would have been very good. But unfortunately, it was a 1-to-1 trade, and he didn't really do... If he got the Griffin, I could have called that a win. But that was an even trade in my minds. But here we are. This is how it is for a majority of the match here, is just this very tight... You make one wrong move and you're dead. Yeah. All 3 of those mechs up top, they make one wrong move and they are dead. And so the fact that they had to do that for like, I don't even know how long it ended up going. It was like, was it like 4 minutes left or something when the match ended or something? I mean, you're doing that for like 6 minutes straight.
Longer than that,
High
I think.
blood pressure, freaking just, you can't make a mistake. And they're just working the angles. They're watching their seismic. House of Lords is in an incredibly hard position to be in. I mean, they can't really fight back necessarily here. So it's almost like they're just trying to run out the clock, which is fine because that's an extra 100,000 C-bills for the win. It's a tough place to be. Absolutely tough place to be. You know, you might have thought, okay, maybe they brought some different... I don't know if they brought any different mechs from earlier. Maybe they thought Atari Scorpions wasn't going to do that again. I don't know. But they went ahead with the full brawl again, and, you know, AS did their tricks again, and it worked again.
Yeah. That match has so much in it. I'm going to take that match and treasure it forever. I cannot believe how, like you said, they got through the low ground in just the amount of time that they needed, and then immediately after they basically got past like the point of no return coming through that low ground, House of Lords spotted them, and
which actually kind of was a little bit of a benefit, because what would happen if they just sat back on top of a hill? House of Lords would have been like, fuck you, I'm not going to even go by you then.
Yeah.
And, but especially being up 1-0, you know, with the current draw rules, if they win the series, they get the draw as a full win for them. So they could have potentially played to a draw, but because they saw Atari Scorpions right where they did see them, they decided, let's go get them. And that option was off the table then.
They were so close to getting on
them
before they even got on the hill.
It blows my mind how close that was.
Yeah.
Because it's like if it was any later, House of Lords could have just sat back and just just played to a draw. But they committed to it, and then as soon as you lose that first mech, here you go. You're in it. So that was freaking crazy. Sorry. Wow.
Yeah, that was...
Well played, though, by
really
both teams. And, you know, the light Hulkins that went down there and got the Nova, it was, I would say, like, you know, I said it was kind of an even trade, but it was pretty significant taking one of those jump jet mechs out and hurting the Griffin enough that he couldn't really get away with doing it again. Because those guys did do a lot of work.
They did a ton of work in those couple of jumps.
Necessarily, if it wasn't necessarily their SRMs doing the work, it was the fact that he was causing a massive scatter and people probably causing panic in TeamSpeak, like, they're jumping up here, holy shit! You know, that would freak anybody out. So it caused enough panic to really cause them to get a good lead in the start. But that surgery here was just incredible. Just Bradley did the most of the surgery. He was the one taking the risk because the Shadowcat was really working well for him. You don't see Shadowcats having too much of a role outside of Conquest, and in this situation, he did work. Definitely did work.
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing you gotta point out. For the most part, a fairly standard drop deck by both teams for what they were trying to do. Obviously, AS with the kind of mid-range poke and the brawl for House of Lords, except for that Shadowcat. And that Shadowcat really, I think without the Shadowcat, they lose that game.
I gotta watch
There's
that
no
again.
question in my mind.
So 62% for Mango gets knocked down to 54%, and he's crit out. So that was the jump jet attempt by the 3M. And then he floated too far over to the right, and then Flynn took him out.
Yeah.
Good effort by him, though. I mean, he had to do something. And then, of course, we got the movement from Bradley. He opts to go for the Hunchback, takes the Hunchback out, and then Peef is the last remaining in the SRM Jenner. Does amazing damage against his opponent that catches up to him, but unfortunately it wasn't enough to get the kill for him. I mean, he had enough firepower on his mech, and he was fresh enough that he could have done some significant work if he was able to get it down. But yeah, I've been rambling because that was a long match. It was a very long match. But next map here is Tourmaline Desert. As you can see by the scoreboard, House of Lords still does technically hold a lead because they did kill more Intari Scorpions mechs this round than AS did in round 1. So in terms of C-Bills, House of Lords is still winning the match, but they are 1-1 on wins, and let's go ahead and get in game and take a look. Tourmaline Desert, what do you think we're going to see here? This is the first Conquest map. This is the Victor Commander map, so we have a Victor on both sides. And then 4 heavies and 3 mediums.
And you know, we've been seeing a lot more brawls on this than I think a lot of people might expect. And looking at AS's
Goss,
deck,
ER large, Goss, large pulse on AS.
AS has brought some brawlers though.
Oh, so they're doing like Brawl or
A
Overwatch?
mix of Brawl and Overwatch, it looks like, for AS.
So we're going to have some initial alpha team trades here across the way. Taking a little bit too far of a step, getting kind of shredded down. Avatar took a little bit of an aggressive push there. Got
looks like a pure range for House of Lords here. Quick
Okay.
draws, blackjacks with the range.
So we've got basically 4 range mechs, and then would you say the rest of them are brawlers then?
It looked about right. They
I'm
even
seeing
had
an
an
Orion here.
Yeah.
Wow, that's an interesting choice.
Brawl Stormcrow, Brawl Orion, pure SRM brawlers too. Stormcrow with SRMs, Orion with SRMs.
All
Kind of
right.
an interesting.
So while the
interesting
brawlers for Atari Scorpions are moving to, I guess, watch their range Overwatch do work, they're losing Theta. So I'm not sure what the goal is going to be here. Are they going to brawl rush? Yeah, they're brawl rushing straight up. They're sending their Griffin as the lead mech, and they're going to go for those range mechs over on the Alpha Lance. So they've got people shooting at them from all different angles. Now, they're covering a lot of ground here and getting away with it. This group of 5 mechs over here are not putting out a lot of damage, and they are going to get run up on.
They're peeking it rather than power positioning.
Yeah, I mean, they need to either be retreating.
They realize it now.
They either need to be retreating or they need to be shooting because
Yeah,
they're about to
they've
get a
got
bunch of
UAV up,
SRMs to the
but here
face.
they come.
So we've got the brawlers now. Flynn is in the lead. Griffin, he's trying to rotate out. He is incredibly hurt, down to 45%, just trying to survive at this point. But we do have a Stormcrow in the lead. Takes down the quick
First
draw.
mech goes down.
Going for a shutdown Blackjack. Good kill by him. Grasshopper 5H is the next called target. He goes down. They do have a Black Knight down in the pit. It looks like some of them are going to break off and try and take him out. Not sure if they're all going to commit to going down below. But the Overwatch mechs now are trying to trade back into the remaining Spire group. Bowser
Black
does
Knight
go
just
down to
went
the Black
down.
Knight, so the Brawlers are all down below. They have a little bit of a split here. They got the Quick Draw on this side, they've got the Enforcer on that side, and then the Victor running for his life down towards Kappa. They're going to need to pick a direction to go, because the entire time they're moving around, they're getting shredded by the single Enforcer 4R, who's doing quite a bit of work. The Quick Draw is starting to back away. It looks like they're committing to going and taking him out. But both of the mechs that are charging him are incredibly hurt, and he has had the opportunity to cool all the way back down. This Quick Draw could potentially kill both mechs that are approaching him. Takes a good shot on the Stormcrow. Gets a little bit hit by the Black Knight with the ER Large. Still running for his life. Here comes Griffin. Can he get the shots in before he gets killed? He does get killed. So, Quick Draw 4H is trying to do his best work. He's going to try and take down the Stormcrow with this next shot. Doesn't get it. Can he get another volley of SRMs off? Oh, the Stormcrow goes
no,
down.
he does not.
The Brawler Orion should be able to finish him off, though, but that was a heavy loss. Those mechs were incredibly damaged, though. Let's see if the Orion can do enough work to finish the job against the Quick Draw here so we can get into the rest of the action. So he is popping his SRMs as hard as he can at the Quick Draw. Let's see how hurt he is. He is open left side torso, doing a very good job spreading it off. He just
should
will
go down
not
this next
die.
valley.
He just will not die. And he does go down.
And he does go down,
So
but
the
that
Orions-
was a great job by that Quick Draw.
That Quick Draw did a massive amount of work there. But we have 4 mechs remaining. They are working the Enforcer finally. He does go down. Last mech left is the Dragon Slayer. So now AS knows where he is. He is trying to do some work against the Black Knight over here. They are working over to take him out. Let's see if they can do the job before they go down. But good movement, I would say, by Intari Scorpions. It was brilliant focus fire.
Yeah.
I mean, they really caught House of Lords in kind of a scattered position.
It was a very slow reaction by that Lance, the initial Lance pushing. I mean, they were peeking. They weren't even doing a power position. They were just peeking around the corners, getting a shot off, pulling back, and they really just didn't have a good reaction there and allowed that brawl deck to push up right on top of them without taking too much damage from a majority of their mechs. I think, looking back, they probably would have liked to have done maybe a power position or just a full out be backing up that whole time, but they kind of got caught, with their pants down, essentially.
So we're going to have an
Lost.
Orion, a Herd Orion versus a relatively fresh Dragon Slayer. He's at 61%, but his spread was fantastic. I don't know. Oh, he should know that he's coming up behind him now. Orion now knows where he is. Here we go. We're going to have a nice little 1v1. Oh, good shot to the
open
left
up a torso
shoulder.
right
Open it up.
away.
He does have XL in that thing.
Oh, that Orion somehow lived.
Good spreading, good twisting.
Oh.
Oh, but he does go down. Cafe is in the Dragon Slayer with open center torso and left torso being surrounded now. Quint should be able to finish him off here.
And he just got the peak of the one coming around from Delta 4.
This is going to be an easy finish. But Cafe does take down an initial mech. That's another 25,000 C-Bells. So well played by Antari Scorpion. Not wasting any time, just calling the rush. Full range deck. Let's just go do it. We got brawlers. Whether or not that was the right call doesn't matter because they got the win. Holy crap. I don't even know where to begin on this. Holy crap.
Well, like I said, I think the key thing there is those guys with the initial trade for House of Lords it seemed like they didn't realize that they were getting brawl rushed. And, those mechs were on top of them by the time they were throwing it in reverse. They put a UAV up, got some sights, but by the time they put the UAV up, all 8 mechs were within UAV range. At that point, it's too late,
Absolutely.
Great, you know where they are, but where they are is right next to you.
And Bradley does keep his Dragon Slayer alive, so they do get the additional 50,000 C-Bills as the bonus for that.
And look at that Orion running all SRMs with Artemis, 661 damage. Another kind of interesting mech to take. Don't really see Orions, don't see Shadowcats.
I'm assuming it's kind of like an Atlas build almost. Isn't that the one that's got like AC-20 SRMs? Just a little bit less than
just
an Atlas?
SRMs.
Just
no
SRMs.
AC-20. Yeah.
Wow.
I think it was 5 or 6 SRMs.
Goodness gracious.
A different sort of build, but whatever AS is doing with those builds, it's worked from the last 2 drops. So
Absolutely. So let's go back and take a look at the replay here. So let me cough. All right. So they all power up. They got the Alpha Lance versus Alpha Lance kind of poke deck here. Kind of not so good trades from Antari Scorpions at the beginning here. At least it didn't seem like it.
It really felt like that initial Alpha Lance went to House of Lords.
Yeah, I agree. I think that House of Lords did some pretty decent damage. And so we were commenting on, okay, well, they have half brawlers, half range, and they're not worrying about Theta. So House of Lords moves up and caps Theta right out of the bat. So looking at the map, House of Lords is spread all over the place. They've got their Alpha Lance, they got a group by Hoop, and then they got their Overwatch mech way in the back there. And somebody decides to start yelling in that TeamSpeak, and off they go. So then we've got a good, hard brawl rush with the Griffin leading the way. I think that was Flynn Hasek in the Griffin. I've been in that position myself a few times. It's not fun. You feel frickin' helpless when you're basically the lead mech. They're all wanting to kill you. But here we're seeing not enough fire coming from House of Lords during this movement. They're getting all of this free travel without getting punished for it.
Yeah.
And like the sense of urgency of these front mechs for House of Lords just did not seem to be there. They did split the one quick draw off way off to the left here. This started to back up, so they're running pretty cool at this point. So they are able to do some damage, but the distance to target is not there. So here they come, focus firing big time on that back quick draw, take him out. The arrow shuts down, immediately taken down. The grasshopper immediately taken down. They split off. Some of them go down for the Black Knight. Takes a little bit longer to take him down. The Overwatch begins to worry about the guy, the Enforcer, up on the Spire. Just keeping him from getting basically all day on trades here. So he's
Yep.
forced to duck down. The quick draw really doesn't have much of an angle. He goes working on Avatar in the timber there. They send up 2 incredibly hurt mechs to run down that quick draw. And the quick draw makes an amazing last stand here. That Black Knight, I think, should have kept going. Him turning around, I think, was a bad idea. And then the Orion there took way too long to get into the fight. So you've got 2 very hurt mechs challenging this guy who's had the opportunity to cool down. And so he's not running hot. The Griffin 3M goes down to, looks like side torso. And then the next guy they send up, Stormcrow. He takes a volley. He gets one off. Isn't able to get another one off. He gets taken down. Then finally, here comes the Orion, who they probably should have led with.
Yep.
And he's in this hard fight, and it takes forever. But he does ultimately take that quick draw down. But I can't say the Orion necessarily was going to be doing anything else at that point besides running around getting caps, because everybody else is kind of up on spires and shit like that. But it's nice to have armor on the field, for sure. So he goes down. The Orion goes for the Epsilon cap. And they're just finishing up on the Enforcer. At some point, they forced him off the spire. And then the last mech remaining is the Dragon Slayer. So, well played by Atari Scorpions. That was very good movement. Stayed together. Very good focus fire. The focus fire was fantastic, but really, House of Lords kind of made that easy on them by being so spread out. It's easy to call focus fire targets when the first guy you see is who you kill, essentially. And well played, though. So Conquest win goes to Antares, and they're up 2-1.
Yeah, I think that the key there, like you said, that initial movement, letting AS charge that hill without backing off and without doing a ton of damage to him. You got to do one or the other. You can't sit there and try and peek them and not be doing a ton of damage or not be putting range between you and them. And I think right from that moment, the match was over. It was just a matter of cleaning up how many kills they were going to get.
Absolutely.
But there we go, 2-1. Moving on to drop 4 now. Do you want to do another giveaway?
Yeah, I'm actually loading up the names right now. Bear with me. So go ahead and start talking about the next drop here while we're waiting.
Frozen City Night. And we'll give a little bit of a spoiler here. The match earlier today on the EU Div A side between House of Lords and Atari Scorpions, and the first of this doubleheader, you could call it, was a conquest win, a cap win on Frozen City Night. Very surprising, despite the fact that this is drop 4, it's heavier. It's just hard to see on a map like Frozen City where, frankly, it's not that big, at least compared to a lot of the other maps. Having a cap win, Atari Scorpions did it. So I'm curious to see whether they try and set up for the same sort of get early cap advantages or something. I would have loved to have known how they pulled it off. I just know what the final result was.
Would have been nice if there was a caster for that one, for sure.
Sorry, everyone, for spoiling that without video or anything. So we're going to have to figure out. But,
we're going to do the giveaway real quick, because I know
ahead.
that they're getting readied up in lobby. Alright, this is for a premium time code. Got a lot of viewers out there today. Thanks for stopping by. Glad that you guys are here. Definitely feel free to give feedback in the chat. I'll definitely be going back and watching the VOD afterwards. Especially now that they have that chat replay thing, which is cool. No, I should have removed his name. I'm going to redo that. Sorry. Mizir, sorry, man. You can't win 2 in one stream.
Oh, man. Go buy a lottery ticket.
And I broke the music now. Alright, well, we're doing this silent now. We're gonna do this one silent.
A silent film. A silent drawing.
Boop, 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 boop. Beep, boop. So, but no, it's, I hope he doesn't win a 3rd time or I'm gonna freaking jump off a bridge. Poopinshire wins it! Yay, Poopinshire. Congratulations. I have no problem giving that to you. So, congratulations. All right, let's go ahead and continue talking about Frozen City Night and what we can see here. So yeah, I mean, do you think House of Lords, I guess, is going to make the same mistake as last time, or do you think they're going to come?
If I knew what mistake they made, other than letting someone cap win on
I mean,
Frozen
how many
City,
kills did each team have? It was like
if I remember
2
correctly,
versus 1 or something like that. It was really low.
It was a low kill, but it was in House of Lords' favor. I mean, they were up. They just, I don't, like I said, I wish I knew what happened, whether they just missed the caps or some crazy split by AS or something. There's not there's not a lot of light mechs in this. It's 2-2-2-2, so you have some faster mechs across the board, but you still have some assaults and things. I'm very curious. We'll have to see if there's some videos posted later today or tomorrow. But I can't imagine that we're going to see another cap win today, unless it's like 2 mechs left at the end of the match versus 1 legged mech or something, or whatever. I'm just not anticipating a cap win. I think you're going to see a brawl. I know AS loves to do a mixed brawl Overwatch sort of play, so that's what I would expect to see out of them. Maybe some large lasers or large pulse to go along with SRM mechs like they did on line. And I think Lord so far has been basically doing brawling. At least the first two matches they did brawls, and they did pretty well with them. I don't know if they're going to try and do a long range build after the last match, which didn't go pretty well, and the fact that Frozen City again is a smaller map. So I'd expect to see 2 brawls. Usually most people meet right around dropship, right in the middle of the map.
Absolutely. So both teams are readied up, and we are heading in. Let's go take a look. Oh, what a fun match, though. I mean, it's been really close. Like, this has been
This is a good one to start MRBC, or at least our shoutcast for MRBC on.
Absolutely. And I kind of was, I was like, oh, I don't know how it's going to go before, but like after watching the match earlier today, I'm like, this is going to be freaking awesome.
That'd be great, yeah.
So, looking right now at House of Lords, we've got Dual Atlas, and I know that Peef has mentioned that they absolutely love Dual Atlas S's, and he claims that if you don't bring Dual Atlas S's, you are going to lose. We are seeing Dual Atlas S's, though, on the other side, too.
Side as well, and they mostly have a brawl. They do have a Grasshopper and a Black Knight, I believe, as Overwatch. So, AS, again, with kind of 2 large pulse, sort of at least mid-range poke builds for Overwatch, but that's kind of their MO.
So we're getting a little bit of lights looking at each other here. We got UAV up from House of Lords. I don't think they had an answer. They did put up their own UAV just to watch in case there's some charge through, but everybody's kind of taking their time here. House of Lords is sitting back in the city, relatively spread out, and they do take out that UAV. Just scratch damage with small pulses between the lights right now, so nothing of note. Hulkins gets a pretty good view of the Black Knight down there in the city without taking any punishment whatsoever. So now here we are again. A little bit of a standoff.
And maybe this is how the cap win went down earlier today. I'm not sure. If it does go this way, you have to remember that AS from this side of the map technically has 3 cap points.
Now, one thing to note, I'm comparing this kind of to our QQ match. We were a hell of a lot closer to the dropship. They were a hell of a lot closer to the dropship, and it was a very nerve-wracking thing to opt to go take Theta. But I did it, and it worked out in our favor. Now, if your lights are continuously gathering information here and seeing how far back they are, that kind of, I would think, makes you a little bit more brave to go get Theta, and it looks like they are, in fact, sending somebody out. Now, while that was happening, though, the Atlases for House of Lords have moved up a little bit, and I'm not sure whether they saw them or not. As soon as they see Theta flashing, they may opt to take the charge, but AS is sitting back far enough to receive that charge that it probably won't cost them too much. It looks like they might have recalled their lights, or at least they're having their lights look lower city here. A little bit of a skirmish between the Blackjack 1X, just dealing more scratch damage to the Oxide. Getting a good solid look at him though.
I wonder if those two Jenners hanging out at the bottom of dropship kind of made AS a little nervous to send some mechs. Those Jenners probably could have run off to Theta, try and do a little bit of a light battle from that position without taking much damage.
So are they running pretty much identical
Spriggan
decks
getting
here?
some peaks there.
It looks
I
like
think
House of Lords brought a Nova and AS brought the Stormcrow. But they both got the Jenner 2Cs, I'm pretty sure, yep. Pretty sure they're this... they're not the same variant, though. So I'm not sure if one opted for the SRMs, one went small pulse. We have a little bit of a light movement, tail of dropship, just trying to see how far away they are, get good
yes,
positioning.
Flynn is in the small pulse, 6 small pulse Jenner 2C.
Okay. So the lights
and he
are...
has seismic on top of him. I wonder
yeah,
if,
he was pretty close.
both of those Jenners have seismic. I'm not sure.
So they're sending their lights a little bit more into Lower City, getting a little brave here, finding some angles and stuff. But you know, maybe this is how it went down. You know, last time is they sat and waited until the last minute, and then rushed to do like a light brawl to Theta, and the first one that steps on the cap wins. AS got to Kappa before House of Lords got to Epsilon, so they are up on the counter right now. So, like, if they straight up drawed it with 2 caps apiece, they could take it all the way to a finish. They've got the cap lead.
But it makes you wonder if by moving their lights into Lower City, House of Lords is playing for a quick run to Theta. If you get Theta quickly and then, you know, there's not enough time to finish off the brawl, they could have the cap advantage.
I'm almost thinking that AS doesn't want the brawl to happen. Like, I think House of Lords, if they got their ducks in a row, can out-brawl AS. Sorry. So they're probably happy playing the cap game, you know?
Yeah.
And it's going to be...
Well, I think they're going to sit here until something changes. They're up right now. They're equal on caps. There's no reason for AS to do anything. As far as damages across the board, I mean, it's mostly scratch damage. Some lights a little bit dinged up here and there, and that's about it.
Yep.
But
So
here goes the lights for House of Lords. It does look like they are going to
go for
cap.
Theta.
Yep.
Okay, so now what is AS going to do to answer if they take it? They're doing it very, very carefully. They're trying to watch as they go, but it looks like they are going to, in fact, commit to it.
Well, I think Spriggan didn't want to jump off the side, and in Oxide, he might have taken a little too much leg damage for his liking. If he jumps off the side here, which he just did, guess
what? All right, so this is a commitment.
My words.
This is a commitment to Theta now. Is AS going to run? Is AS going to run? They're seeing the flash now. Let's see if they mobilize. Have they committed to this? Are they making the call?
It looks like they are. Yep, here they go.
All right, so that got the ball rolling. We got some people out of position. Not necessarily out of position, but a little bit more towards tail of dropship. But we are going to have a pretty solid 8v6 brawl. Oh, but they stopped their momentum. They stopped moving. Here they go. They were waiting. Probably waiting for the atlases
to come up.
But that a little bit amount of time they were waiting, those lights were moving back into position. So here we go. The brawl has started. They kill the first atlas. They're going to immediately go on to the second atlas. Heavy hitters going into it. Jenner is the lowest for Atari Scorpions right now.
Second. Atari Scorpions
They did lose their atlas as well. So 1 atlas down, but 2 down now for House of Lords. They are getting swarmed by the lights. Bad overheat by Bradley, getting backcourt there. Gotta watch the heat. Got a little overzealous and got
3-3 even right now.
We have a pretty even fight, definitely.
House of Lords just went up on kills, actually.
Avatar goes down, and like I was saying, I think that House of Lords can out-brawl AS, and they did. They allowed those lights to get back into the fight, and that's what cost them. That delay, that stop, that hesitation allowed those Jenners to get back into the fight. So the Theta cap really didn't cost him anything. It turned into an 8v8 brawl, and my game just crashed. So, great.
That's okay. I'll get the match scores for everybody. Fairly even across the board with Airlock doing the most with 382 and the Nova. There's, I guess, that difference between the Nova and the Stormcrow. 382 versus 281 for Atari Scorpions Conics. Just a little bit higher damage across the board for House of Lords, it looks like, but that was a great call by you, and it seemed like AS didn't really want to brawl House of Lords. House of Lords clearly this time had the upper hand, much better.
I almost would have been
really.
almost rather have seen a light fight over Theta, because if AS feels that they can't outbrawl House of Lords, you can't just allow them to go get Theta and expect the 8v6 to really...
Yeah.
They had a great start. It looked like they had a fantastic start. They got the Atlas down first, and they killed the second Atlas by the time their first Atlas went down. But those Jenners got into the fight, and boy, did they do work. And that delay, I think, really cost them.
Yep.
So it's like, they either needed to be faster and closer, or they needed to... Yeah, man.
Those Jenners combined for 3 kills and 600 plus damage, so letting them back into
the fight was
brutal.
Bad. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I mean, that's when I saw them stop. For one thing, they were playing way back. They were playing incredibly far back. Okay, that's fine for, like, if you're accepting a brawl. But they didn't have eyes on the Jenners going down into Theta. Had they seen them going down to Theta in any way, shape, or form, they would have moved their guys up ahead of time, because now both Jenners are down by Theta, so nobody's really scouting to, like, be like, hey, they're about to rush us. So you have the opportunity to move up closer to the dropship without being seen, and that's huge. But staying so far back, it took them so long to get to the dropship. Theta was capped, the Jenners started their way back, they waited even longer, and then they started the charge. And while the charge is fantastic, the Jenners did get back into the fight, and they did an amazing amount of work to essentially win it for House of Lords. Like, the House of Lords heavies and shit, they were there simply to delay the action until the Jenners got in, because those Jenners did amazing. Absolutely.
I mean, it's 600 damage, 3 kills, and an 8v8. That's at a 2 light max. That's game changing. And like you said, hesitating, letting those lights get back in. They did a great job grabbing that cap and getting right back into the fight as quickly as possible. It's just game over.
The fact that they sent both of them down there, they were ready for a light fight if it did happen. And they were able to cap Theta that much faster. It only took a split second to flip it and get right back in. Can you tell them I need to reinvite?
Oh yeah, I will do so.
Could you tell me, please, what the kills for both sides were? Do you have that handy?
I do not.
I'll watch the end of my replay then.
Watch the end of the replay and grab it.
So, alright, so we've got the lights on my replay now. They're being very cautious. If they get made, I think they were going to abort, or they were going to just try something else. But they noticed nobody saw them. So it's like, alright, go, 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 go. They get on Theta. As soon as they step on Theta, you see AS mobilized, but they're so far back that they're basically mobilizing up to the dropship, and then they're waiting. They needed their Atlases to be closer. Let's watch what the delay here. So the Atlases are there. They should have just continued holding W. They should have just kept going. Mango stopped, so he was waiting to get Archon Steiner next to him so they could do an abreast. I guess that's not so bad, but that time, watch the minimap. They're almost to Epsilon already. The lights are almost to Epsilon. So they get in there. They do fantastic works against this initial Atlas here. Take him down relatively quick. They lose one. They get the second Atlas. So they're up. They lose their second Atlas. So they're pretty even. Then Black Knight and Orion goes down. So they brought in Orion too. Stormcrow goes down for AS. They're starting to lose it. And you can see the Jenners from House of Lords are just mixing it up and just shredding them to bits.
Yeah, those Jenners are brutal. I mean, they came up right behind. I mean, the timing couldn't have been better for those Jenners. They like you said, they were at basically Epsilon when they crested the hill. They literally didn't have to do anything other than press W to come up right behind AS. There you go. W for victory. That's what it is. AS didn't press W. Lords did. Game over.
Absolutely. And I also kind of noticed, too, that while they were doing the initial charge, the Antari Scorpion's light was kind of off to the left side. I think he went and mixed it up with the Blackjack and probably got jumped relatively quickly by those lights that made it to Epsilon. I didn't really get an angle to see what happened to him in the long run, but I don't know whether or not their light mechs did anywhere near as much as what the House of Lords light mechs did. So it was just outplayed by the lights for sure. I still need an invite. I'm trying to message people.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Don't leave without me. So we are evened up 2-2. Sorry. In terms of C-bills, though, House of Lords still maintains a lead. They had the 8 kills versus 3 kills there. Let me make sure that that number doesn't change. It doesn't. Oh, wow. That's... I think I found a glitch. Oh my god! Let's just give House of Lords more money! Every time I click save, now they're up to 3.6 million. Jesus, if I click it off and on, it should work. I'll have to fix that in my code. So, I know exactly what I did wrong. So, alright, I can fix that. But, 900,000 versus 800,000. So House of Lords essentially killed more mechs than Antari Scorpions, but they... You know, they're evened up on wins so far. So basically, no matter what, who wins this next one is going to be higher on C-bills for sure.
Yeah, Antari Scorpions slowly catching up, but that initial, one-sided, I think, match really gave House of Lords a nice little C-bill advantage, and but this is shaping up just to be as close as the matches have been, and that's the whole point of MRBC with the C-bill ranking and things. A 12-8 loss, or I should say like an 8-7 loss, shouldn't be the same reward as an 8-0. And that's how the C-bill system is intended to work. I think that's how it works. It kind of allows you to say, well, we lost, but we just barely lost, versus, you got your butts kicked. So far, I really don't think either team has gotten their butts kicked yet. So, as a result, the C-bills kind of show the exact same thing.
Yeah, but, House of Lords, I'm just looking at it here, 8-3 win for House of Lords. Then AS gets a win, but it's an 8-5. The AS gets another win, 8-5. And then House of Lords gets a win, 8-3. So, they've got 4 mechs on AS across the entire match so far. So, I mean, that's going to work out for House of Lords in the long run, I think, if they're competing against another team for the top spot or something like that. Those extra C-bills can go a long way, for sure. And they got the bonus on that last one as well. AS did not get the bonus. Well, we're kind of waiting for the teams to get in and get readied up and stuff. I'm just gonna quick show, just because I'm so proud of it. I'm gonna show my what my little controller looks like here. So this is what I've been working on. Looks way different than the original one, but basically I can go in here and choose the winner, choose the kills and stuff. It's not 100% the way I want it yet, but I basically just plug in how it goes and then hit the save button, and then what you see shows up on the screen. So like if I go in and say AS wins this next one and hit save, pops back up, gives them the C-bills. I didn't give them any kills or anything. Well, it doesn't matter, but gave them essentially the 300k for the win there. So you can switch that back to no winner. And so yeah, I'm not a programmer by any means, but I'm a tinkerer, and so I did some tinkering and I got all this stuff in here, and so there you go. That's what I've been working on, and I can't wait to package that up and send that along to the rest of the community for their shoutcasts and stuff as well. So I'm pretty happy with how it's been working, especially since I finished it 30 minutes before the stream started. And I can't wait to do some more with it to just make it that much better. Just putting a lot of tools in one place is really fun. So drop 5, Caustic Valley. Very heavy drop. Strikes are allowed here as well. 2 lights, 0 mediums, 2 heavies, 4 assaults. Same 1 max of all chassis, 1 duplicate allowed. So, Caustic Valley.
And this was the match that won it earlier today for Antari Scorpions. At this point, After four drops, they were tied 2-2. Antares Scorpions took drop 5 for the win earlier today. Once again, we are tied 2-2. So we're about to drop, and we're going to find out whether House of Lords is going to split the doubleheader or Antares Scorpions is going to take the whole thing home with them.
Absolutely, but this has been a fantastic match regardless. I've been super excited to cast this one, and I could not be happier with how this is turning out. I like 3-2 decisions. I don't know if you guys do, but I love 3-2 decisions, and I'm getting my Christmas wish here, so I'm super stoked about that.
Okay, my Christmas wish. Yeah, this has been a great match. I really, really have enjoyed this one. And I hope every match that we cast in MRBC, I hope every match that everyone casts can be this good. Because it's one of the things we love about MRBC. We like bringing these matches to you guys. We like sharing them with everyone. You know, it's a lot of fun, I think, to watch some competitive gameplay, some good pilots playing each other, and I hope that you guys enjoy it as well.
Absolutely, and I've enjoyed casting it, and hopefully you guys have been entertained by our shoutcast thus far. So I'm over here on the Antares Scorpion side, taking a look. We've got a Direwolf bringing 5 Ultra AC5s and ER medium lasers, the traditional Mauler MX-90 with the 5 AC5s, Banshee 3E with AC5s, 2 large lasers, 4 Ultra AC5 Mauler 1R.
And you know what? House of Lords is bringing some laser boats to go along with their 5 AC5 Maulers. They've got 2 of those, but then they've also got Black Knights with ER large. Holy cow, how many ER larges is that? 6 ER large Black Knight, a Highlander,
So
732B with 3 ER larges and a Golf by Calf and Gast.
So they sent Keef and Psychoholic over to Epsilon for a quick cap. All of Antares Scorpions have moved up to cap Theta and control Theta. I have a feeling that House of Lords is definitely going to play the cap game here.
Yep.
So, but AS is sending somebody over to Kappa, so that's going to give them the 3 cap. So they control Theta right now. The Antares Scorpions is exactly where they want to be at this point.
And this is fast. Lucy Lou is playing a
Why is my thing
5
tilted?
large laser Battlemaster.
There we go.
And let me bring this up here to make sure I get it right. We got Induced Shadow with a 6 ER large laser Black Knight. That is something else.
Definitely going for the ER larges and large lasers. They're hoping to crank down these AS mechs. Now that they're comfortable that they're not going to be brawled up upon, they can really start thinking about working these caps. Now, it's been 2-2 this whole time. They didn't opt to go Kappa. Kappa's a little bit of a long stretch, but I don't think anybody would have intercepted them there. But they are actually sending their guys over to Epsilon, and they are kind of intercepted. So House of Lords doing a good job protecting their points, not allowing Antares Scorpions to move up. Are they going to still challenge it? They're sending the Firestarter around. That's a ballsy move to go into Epsilon. I would be sending them back to Kappa at this point, to be perfectly honest. Get that 3 cap and keep it rolling. House of Lords has literally like a 0.5 point lead right now. Like, if it came down to just sticking with it, House of Lords would win it by 0.5. So they're going to have to do something at some point. It's on AS to make the move at this point. But Kappa's still sitting there wide open, and I would be sending a light out that way as fast as possible. But it looks to me like House of Lords got the same idea, and here goes Peef Smash. He's on the way to Kappa, and they're gonna try for that 3 cap. They can't just let this happen. I really feel like they can't just let Kappa fall. It's gonna be such a nasty position to be in, but maybe they're going to take this. I mean, this is even further than on Frozen City, so maybe they could go push into Sigma and win with the 2 best lights being this far away. But I don't
they'll
think
need a
they're
quick
gonna
response to do it, but it might be their best option.
I feel like this is insanely in favor of House of Lords right now. They're seeing the flash at this point. They're like, oh, fuck. Kappa's falling. What are we going to do? And, oh, man. This doesn't look good for AS so far. They're going to have to make a move, and it's...
It looks like they're trying to get their lights over to Kappa, but it's too late. I mean, those lights are already out of town.
Well, I mean, not necessarily, though, because they're protecting Epsilon and Sigma. All they got to do is send their lights back to Kappa and recapture
it looks like some of the Lord's mechs are rotating to try and get an angle on Kappa.
I mean, AS can get to Kappa easily without taking a shot.
Yeah.
It's going to be insanely difficult to defend Kappa. So they went ahead and did what I thought they should have done at the beginning of the match. Went back and took Kappa. They're taking like a couple ER large pokes, but who cares? And so here we go. We're just flipping it back to 3 caps the other way. I thought that was a good move. And it looks like the only way that they're going to be able to hold Kappa is through a light fight. But who we got? We got some reinforcements coming over here, right? Timber C, Radic coming to do some Overwatch. So we're going to have a little bit of a light
looks
fight.
like all of Antari is just kind of rotating.
Oh, I hope they're keeping their eyes open. Surprise! Here they come. Oh, don't just turn and run, though. If you just turn and run, you're going to get backcored. Oh, no. Get out of there. Oh, Jesus. They need that Overwatch badly. And here comes Radic to the rescue. Conix did take a few big hits, but it looks like he got away with it. Nice airstrike over there. I think that hit him. And they're chasing the lights back off, so they neutralized the point. Oh, don't go walking into your team's arty strike. So they are doing a nice little fight over here. While this is happening, everybody's just kind of watching it happen. But they got the DACA Overwatch. If they continue to do this light fight here, I think AS can maybe pick these guys off.
Yeah, I definitely feel like AS has the upper hand at this point.
What the hell happened to the Mauler? Where did he die?
Wait, what? How did that Mauler die? I completely missed that.
What?
I'm not even sure what happened there, to be honest. Well, now AS is in a big world of hurt. They are down a Mauler, of all things.
No comment.
They have House of Lords is overwatching, protecting their lights. AS is protecting their own lights. They've pulled Kappa. So they might just continue to try the cap game here.
Alright, well, they're moving up to Theta, yeah. I mean, I don't know what the hell
Yeah, and here
happened
comes the Grasshopper kind of a little all by himself. He's got the lights coming up with him, but he just moved on to Theta. We'll see if Antares gets up on the hill here with those ballistic mechs, and they are moving up.
Looks like we got an update in chat. 42 just beat 228 Swamp Fox's 5-0. So congratulations to them. All right, here we go. So we got some trading going in over Theta. They did neutralize Theta. Caps are currently in favor of Atari Scorpions, but not by much.
And Airlock got out of there, but barely took any damage doing it, too. Really a nice job neutralizing Theta. And now, you know, they're going to use those ER larges to poke at these guys at range to prevent them from getting into Theta.
But you know what? They don't. AS should not be pressing this. AS should just be making sure that Lords does not flip it at this point. They need to make sure they protect it, but we got a little bit of a back cap going on here. Peef Smash heading back to Gamma. That's going to be dangerous. That's going to be very dangerous. So they went ahead and they moved their lights up to take Theta again,
and they did
but
take
they're going to lose
again,
Gamma.
and here comes the Grasshopper.
Oh,
and
just
I
got
don't think
away.
they see the Grasshopper.
Yep, they just got away from him. So we are still cranking on 3 cap for a little bit here. I think the lights might be going back Gamma. I think they saw him. Yeah, they're sending Radic back too.
A lot of guys back to Gamma. They've got a bunch of guys.
So then we got a big
House
push
of
because of that.
up.
Big push to Theta.
I don't think Antari Scorpions knows that House of Lords has moved up so far to Theta.
Yeah, they sent so many people back there to prevent that
this
Gamma
Mauler
cap.
and this Direwolf,
Oh
they
my
don't
God.
know.
You can't just spread out like this, AS. They're going to come up and hit you in the back. This is going to be really bad very quick. They need to finish that light out. Oh my God. They're going to get just run up on here.
Avatar of what does not know that. Oh my goodness.
And Radic goes down.
The Battlemaster just came around
Like
around the
2v5. And here we go. This is very bad for AS.
This is bad.
They have the cap game, but this is very bad. They're still fighting against Psychoholic back here. That lost them the match right there. Maybe if a light can get away and go cap or something, but they're still tangling with him. That was poorly played by AS. I can't believe they all essentially chased the cookie like that and lost the fight. That's the thing that kills me is they lost the fight.
Yep.
So it's not over yet. It's not over yet. It's still 2-2, and they're going for Epsilon. The advantage here is that they took out...
got absolutely destroyed,
They did take out House of Lords lights, though. So they have 2 lights. They can neutralize Epsilon faster than they can neutralize Gamma. Then they're going to run to Sigma. They have the speed to their advantage. They can still potentially pull this off.
And it looks like they
House
are
of Lords
splitting up.
needs to be scattering to capture as much as they can. I don't think they can kill these lights. They're going to try, but I don't think they're going to pull it off. Good strike on Hawkins.
Oh, he's got to protect that leg.
So they've neutralized everything but Kappa. They're not even contesting Kappa at this point. He's going to run to Sigma. They're converging on Hawkins, but he's bait at this point. I think this is going to go entire Scorpion's way. That...
My goodness.
For such a horrible maneuver, it's
Scorpions
the
might
fact
pull
that
this
their
off.
lights... Okay, so we got to step back a little bit, because I think we were calling this a little wrong. Especially now that we're realizing that AS is about to win. Key points. Lights go to Gamma. They send their lights to contest Gamma to prevent the cap.
Yep.
Antari Scorpions
Wow.
runs everybody that way except for like 3 guys, and we're like, what are you doing? Obviously, those 2 lights, Psychoholic and Peep Smash, are amazing, and they did some amazing work, but ultimately they died. Losing the lights on this map, though, is huge. So at that point, all of the AS mechs getting slaughtered, is purely to waste time. Because they kept their lights alive. AS kept their lights alive.
Point.
That is huge.
You know what this strategy reminds me of? It sort of reminds me what the Sanguine Tigers did to Black Spikes.
Absolutely.
They
played the clock.
They played the clock. They had their lights stay alive, and they used the rest of their team as essentially bait. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Entire Scorpions could have done about a 200% better job of baiting than what they did. I mean, they had Assault Mechs basically get one shot in the back because they had no
that's true,
idea
but at the same token,
people
maybe
were
they
rolling up
needed
on
to...
them.
Okay, they could have also had better light pilots that could have won that fight, but at the same token, sending all of those guys to help the lights, it ended
I
up
agree
getting
with
them
you
the
there.
win.
I agree with you there. I felt that those, I mean, we're nitpicking. They won.
We are.
Congratulations to them. I just feel like when there was a Direwolf, I believe a Banshee, and a Mauler that were essentially heading towards that light engagement as well, but they're so slow they can't make it, and they had their backs to Theta, and all of House of Lords just came right over the ridge to see 3, essentially almost 300 tons of mechs with their backs to them. I would have liked to have seen Entire Scorpions recognize their assault mechs obviously can't make it over there to help with the light fight. Fine. Send your faster guys, try and kill those lights, play the cap game. Just have your assaults, face up on Theta, and, they're going to get their teeth kicked in one way or the other, but they would have stayed alive a little longer than they did.
So one interesting thing to bring up here. So this was a very unconventional strat. And ultimately, the goal was to get the win, and that's what they got.
Yeah.
But they also gave their opponents a lot of kills, and the bonus, because all of their heavies and assaults were dead. Here we have a 3-2 decision in favor of Antari Scorpions, but assuming the math of my program is correct, which I feel it is, and this is not counting any video uploads, even though if they all do it, whatever, they're 100% tied. 1.1 million on both teams. And that kind of makes sense to me because Antari Scorpions was down by 100,000. Well, they get 300,000 for the win, right? So now they're up by 200,000. House of Lords kills 6 mechs and gets 50k bonus. So 6 mechs is 150,000. Bonus is 50,000. Bam. That's the 200,000 deficit. They are tied up 1.1 million. This literally could not have been a closer match in terms of score.
Man.
Literally could not have been any closer than this. Wow.
Like I said, if those assaults had been looking the right way and not got shot in the back, maybe they could have gotten a kill. 1 kill, and you bring home the C-Bill wins. Like I said, I like that AS, in my mind, they made the best out of a bad situation. They were able to salvage it. I do not agree with their strat. I don't agree with, essentially telling their assaults to go join them as well. I think that's where I draw the line. But You know, like you said, they managed to pull it out of there. A 3-2 win, literally tied in C-bills, which is the only thing that matters in MRBC. We're all about the money.
What the hell happened to Quint? I'm watching his percentage. It's just like he's bleeding down.
I think he disconnected. We'll have to ask.
Maybe. He died at like 82%. Oh my god. Holy shit. Alright, so Quint's down. So that's the other thing, too, is AS is down a man. Like, whatever the hell happened there. Because he chatted shortly after saying, like, don't even ask. So...
I just asked.
Yeah, find out what the hell happened.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do some journalism here. Investigative reporting.
So, I mean, I feel like I got to work on my calls a little bit. Because I feel like I was on the right track. But then... AS, like, essentially kept not surprising me, but, like, reversing. Like, I'm like, oh, this is great for House of Lords. And it was. It was. At the same token, AS can just basically walk in and take that cap back, you know? And now they know where the enemy lights are. And now they have Overwatch to protect those their lights from the enemy lights. So it's like that. I had a feeling that section of the map was a little bit more AS oriented. And I'm leaning towards Sigma being a very difficult place to... Even just looking at the map, it feels like Kappa and Epsilon are more towards Gamma than Sigma. I may be wrong, but...
I'm watching chat melt down right now at the end of that match. Holy cow. You're right. I mean, Atari Scorpions, I give them a ton of credit. Did a great job.
They threw their heavies and assaults to the grinder for the sake of time.
They threw caution to the wind there, and they set it out for a while. They kept their lights alive, and they kept both lights alive, which is key.
You know, the funny thing is, though, is like, you know, watching the P Smash cast, this is exactly what he loves. Like, that kind of conquest play. And that was just straight up, I don't know if that was an accident, or if it was a call, but I don't think the two Atari Scorpions lights would have lived against the two House of Lords lights in a 2v2.
I definitely felt that they were
so
the House
sending
lights had the upper hand.
Radic back there initially, and so many other guys.
Yeah, and in drop 1, which is basically the light battle, House of Lords smashed AS. I think that is kudos to AS for recognizing that they probably couldn't have held a 2v2 light fight, and they needed to throw the cap battle. If they wanted to do a cap battle, they had to, you know, put some extra weight behind it, and they did the right thing.
Conquest really is kind of an equalizer, and like, oh man, I don't know. Like, if you're gonna play the strat that House of Lords did, the sit back and Overwatch strat, I feel like Sigma, just by watching this map, I felt like House of Lords was at a disadvantage purely based on terrain. Like, between Epsilon and Sigma, and between Kappa and Sigma, is just open. It's just open. But between, like, Gamma and Kappa, you've got that whole city and mountainous region. Like, that's the Delta line, you know, the old Delta line with that big ridge line, and then you got the buildings. And then you've got all this rolling hills between Gamma and Epsilon. So, like, you can go between those points completely, not necessarily unabated, because when they tried to sneak into Epsilon, they got shot down, you know. But...
Holy cow. What a match. That is good stuff right there. Woo.
Brother.
Well, there we go, guys. That's NA Div A.
That's the I mean,
you know,
Conquest really is a great equalizer.
Sort of
you know, you know, it really is a great equalizer because you know, I feel like House of Lords is probably better shooters than AS is, but AS consistently throughout the day in 10 drops, you know, obviously they lost 4 drops, but in 6 drops essentially, I guess straight up outsmarted their enemy. Like they did what it took to win, and I couldn't be happier. Just, you know, I'm not happy because AS won. I couldn't be happier because I saw some pretty incredible gameplay here, and it was entertaining. I was heavily entertained.
I want to point something out that I think may be interesting. we all know this is essentially the resurgence of House of Lords. Hadn't been doing really comp play recently to this point. AS has been playing comp play out the wazoo. I mean, they've got EU teams. They've got like 2 EU teams. They've got the NA team. They've been doing MRBC every season for the last couple seasons. They're doing the MS Invitational. You almost wonder if AS has the edge in these sort of overall match strategies, these cap battles, these kind of, whatever the crazy ideas they had for Viridian Bog and stuff, just because of an experience. They've been playing so many comp battles recently that House of Lords have not. That while House of Lords, certainly I agree with you, felt like they had the advantage in the, just shooting, just accuracy, on a one-on-one sort of thing, I think House of Lords has the advantage, but maybe some of that knocking the rust off with these sort of matches kind of caught up to House of Lords, whereas AS, they've been playing so many comp matches that they've really been working their way up to play with these top teams, if by nothing else, just, kind of winning these in-game strategies.
Absolutely. I mean,
So,
staying
that's
fresh,
maybe that's
and
part of
active
what
is
happened
huge.
tonight.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, like I've noticed it too. Like personally, when if I don't play for a while, or if I since December not playing comp and then coming back into comp, even just with the AIM team, it's like, oh my god, I'm so out of it. I gotta relearn everything.
Yeah,
But-
sometimes it feels like you take a month off, you have no idea what's going on anymore. You gotta
Absolutely.
really, especially in these, like I said, I mean, NA and EU Div A is, the competition literally could not be harder in MechWarrior Online. You cannot be playing better teams than what you're going to be playing. In every tiny little bit, you need that edge, and kind of having a little bit of a, shall we say, vacation for House of Lords. Maybe, as the season goes on, I didn't know what to expect from House of Lords this season. I think they've shown me something tonight, where as the season goes on, I would not be surprised to see them do better and better as they get more experience back in the comp scene, playing these teams and everything. I thought, honestly, completely honest, I didn't think House of Lords was going to be at this level right now. So,
Technically, House of Lords players were playing, just not necessarily
they were,
together.
but not together.
They were playing. A bunch of them were playing for
Yeah.
Death Watch.
Yeah.
Black Watch. Or
No,
whatever.
I agree with you, but it's not. It's not as a full team.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of the difference. I mean, in my mind.
I'm sure that they're gonna get better and get back to where
Yeah,
they were.
and that's
though.
what I'm saying. I honestly, I thought they were going to get better as the season went on. I didn't expect them to be at this level right now.
Yeah.
Just not having that full playing together experience over and over and over again, even if they were playing on different teams and having some different guys. So, I'm impressed. I will say that. I
Absolutely.
think they have a chance to do pretty well this season. Are they going to take first place? I don't think you can say that right now. I'd have to see how things go. But
They've got some
It's-
powerhouses that are
there's nothing but
remain to play.
powerhouses in these
Like,
debates.
Div A. It's gonna be a struggle. It's gonna be a fight. So I'm
Yeah.
excited to watch it. Let's go ahead and do our last giveaway. We're gonna do a Mech Bay code. So let's see who the lucky winner is. I removed Mizure and Poop this time, so they won't win again.
Come on.
What, you want to win it?
No, I'm just being
I took your
silly.
name off.
Okay, well, now my feelings are hurt.
Yeah, well, that's what you get. And our winner is Chrisman X. You are the lucky winner of the Mech Bay code. Say something in chat and say hi. Congratulations. I'll send that off to you right after. Well, hopefully after the stream is done. I think I'm out of codes, but I can get you one. Believe me. I'm giving away things I don't
knows
own.
how to do it. Yeah,
Exactly.
He's giving away promises at this point.
So awesome. That was great. So we're gonna head out. I don't have a match scheduled for next week yet, but I'm watching. If you guys are watching and you're on comp teams, schedule your matches as quick as possible. It makes it a million times easier on me. Especially
Yes,
because
please
I'm
do that.
playing Mercstar Invitational, and I'm playing in MRBC, and I've got team practices and shoutcasts. It's like I need to find these things so I can get out there and do them. So the earlier you guys schedule your match times, the easier it is on people like me to be able to get in there. And so do me a favor and get your matches scheduled, guys. Man, this has been Super Sunday. There's been like 14 matches today.
Yep.
Between EU, NA, and all that stuff. So everybody is playing today. And if you haven't had the opportunity, go over and look at MD's terrible predictions. He's
now I have
horrible
one
at
up.
this.
Let me add tonight's latest. I believe, what did we hear? 42 beat
42 beat 228.
228.
5-0. So that I wish I watched that one. That would have been cool.
And what was the other match?
That's in our
today?
division, so that makes me a little bit nervous about our match coming up week 2.
So I'll then
That's
update
42.
tonight's match, 3-2 for Antares Scorpions. I am now up to, out of a potential 22 predictions, 14 of them correct.
Whoa! That's
So-
amazing. You're above 50%. So
Get on my level.
Get on
That's
your
all
level.
I have to say
okay.
there.
Well, if you were 100% correct, maybe you could go to Vegas. But
Yeah.
so yeah, go read them. They're funny, and he'll be doing highlights of week 1 and stuff. I think you're probably gonna post that Monday.
Yeah, I hope to publish the next one tomorrow. So I've got
cool.
it maybe halfway done, and if I'm not too lazy, it'll go out tomorrow night. You guys can see it on MRBCleague.com, or I'll probably post another link on Reddit, Outreach HPG, as well, until the moderators tell me to stop doing silly things.
Awesome.
So you can probably catch it tomorrow. I'll try and get it out. Otherwise, it'll be up Tuesday.
Awesome, and definitely make sure you guys give this channel a follow, MRBC League. More streamers besides me is using this channel, so you can get notifications when awesome matches are going to be occurring. Definitely give it a follow. Also, hop over to my channel, Bandit P17. Give me a follow. I do stuff over on my channel as well. And, yeah, Antares Scorpions takes House of Lords 3-2, but the score is completely tied. So, holy crap. I
What
hope
a
you guys
match.
enjoyed it. We'll see you later.
Pay attention to the paper doll. Make sure you guys are shooting the correct legs. Be careful of the collisions. I don't want to hear complaints about it. Work around it. Let's play this game.
I need another heavy. I've got TB and a quick draw.
I want to get fairly tight to it. Now, anybody who's going to be working range, I'm going to need you to fade right on this. And when anybody's running short, is going to stay towards the top of the call there. We're going to come at them.
I have you in the Griffin.
Sounds good.
Well, that's the thing. We got to get to brawling range, so I may be moving us right up to the hoop if we have to.
Wolverine nach Charlie 4.
That's fine, chill the out, man, that's fine, it's just a 5-star.
Komm, Leute, redet miteinander.
15 seconds. Yeah, exactly. Don't die.
Guys,
15 seconds. Don't die.
guys. 3, 2, 1.
Charlie Dar, CT, yellow. Okay, good. Just release it. We go there.
To your left, there's a... Sorry, shoot.
So, jetzt guys, hinter die Indie-Pocken.
Mediums be prepared to pull back E40 towards the E5 border. On my mark.
Left side, come on! Like now, I need strikes on OP barrel. Wire are strikes up.
Die Hauptgruppe rechts, Uferlinie.
They have 3 mechs sitting on the left side when you pass over. Overheating is bad. Both legs on the Griffin. Hit the Griffin.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. That was such a
That's right. I'm gonna spawn Lance, you guys in Charlie. Lance, you guys in Bravo. That's B2C1.
This third drop is 2 lights, 2 mediums, 2 heavies, 2 assaults.
Leute in die Breite, zieht euch in die Breite.
Lights, watch our backs. We're gonna about base and take up position in Bravo 6.
Ja, kurz Aufschaltung Delta 4, 3 Stück, 2 Mediums, ein Light, wie ich es richtig gesehen habe.
Make a firing line.
C4 Tactical Hill, boys.
Fox.
Laufen unter ECM, hab 2 durchlaufen, 10 Bravo 4.
And get ready to hit people coming from our right.
Charlie on the left, Charlie, Hellbringer on the left.
Okay, let's group up towards the left. We're gonna press through Bravo 3 to Bravo 4. I think they're kind of spread out. Check yourselves, make sure you've got, UAV cool shot. Here they come, they're pushing hard, guys.
Deco. Tez on.
Go. Oh, got a contact here, Bravo 3.
Nice, Marshall. I'm on Delta Griffin.
We'll get cross it then. Get in their face. They got a highlighter. They just push up on Theta. We need help on Theta. Up on Theta. Yep, that's the noise. Go, go, go. Let's finish this. Full pressure, guys. Full pressure. They're down low. They're down low in Charlie 3. Get the fucking arm, Jackson.
Jackson, cool shot.
Golf. I got him.
Go, P3, go.
Echo, go. Get over on your medium, guys. Get Echo Stormcrow. God, I suck as a pilot, but thank I packed my skill. I'm sorry that you died, sweet girls, but we will send a reasonably nice letter to your family.